Yes, sir.
I call this meeting of Nash County Planning Board to order. Note there's a quorum present with all members present. We're going to go slightly out of order than our package. We're going to start with Cross Street and then move to the vacant lot at Breaking first, move to Austin Street, and then end with our text amendment discussion. Sean, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you want to go ahead and get a motion on those minutes, we can go ahead and knock that out also, and then jump right into that rezoning, sir.
Okay. Jack, would you like to read the minutes since I was not present? Just from the
Just
last
like the
meeting.
motion. We send them out in your package, just need a motion on them.
You just need a motion?
Yes, sir.
Motion for the minutes have already been distributed from our last meeting to be approved. That was chaired, I believe, by Dennis. So I have a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting. I have a motion. Second. I have a second from Mr. Strickland. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you,
We'll move to
Mr.
item 3, text amendments. We're going to move the text amendment to the last of our meeting.
Yes, sir.
That's item 4. We'll move item 4 to the meeting. Let's go to item 5, West Cross Street rezoning, item 5.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Planning board members, if you look in your packet on 111 West Cross Street, Amir Bouquet has applied for a rezoning application. His application is in your packet. It has been completed. The questions have been answered why he's requesting rezoning. The first question describes how the rezoning request is consistent with the Town of Nashville Comprehensive Plan, zoning ordinance, and all other official plans that are applicable. Mr. Bouquet says, while we are surrounded by industrial zoning from all sides, we think rezoning will not have any conflict with the town's ordinance and zoning ordinance. Explaining how the rezoning request will update the existing ordinance that are inconsistent with the Town of Nashville's comprehensive plan, zoning ordinance, and all other official plans that are applicable. No answer applied right now, not applicable. Explain why the rezoning request will be appropriate, beneficial in the general public's interest of the area sought to be rezoned. While we are expanding our online distribution to produce assembly, this rezoning will create job opportunities and will generate more revenue for the town of Nashville. Explain whether the rezoning request will adversely affect adjoining property owners and alter the character of the area. It will not affect any adjoining property owners since we are surrounded with industrial zoning facilities. Additionally, the functionality operation will not be changed at all in terms of the use of the facilities. Briefly explain the accessibility impact of aquatic public facilities, service, fire and safety infrastructure, parks and recreation, stormwater drainage, and topography, etc., that is currently available at the subject property. And Mr. Bouquet says right now all things will stay the same. They will not make any changes to the existing property topography. It will not cause any harm on the parks and recreation, public facilities, fire, safety, infrastructure, stormwater drainage, or anything considerable by the town. Mr. Bouquet did submit this application on July the 9th, 2025 when it was submitted. If you turn to your next page after the application, he did submit the actual plan of the area. He submitted in black and white, so we helped Mr. Bouquet out by giving the planning board a color copy. If you turn to your next page of your packet where we get to the agenda report, as we stated, MR Nash LLC is applying for the rezone of 111 West Cross Street. They are asking to rezone the property from Business 1 Highway Business to Industrial 1. The property is located at 111 West Cross Street. It has a parcel number of 002972. It is located within the Town of Nashville limits and zoning jurisdictions. The applicant, Mr. Amada Bouquet, will be present to represent MR Nash LLC this evening, but we found out that he could not be present. But his wife is here to represent the company. If you look north of the property, it's R10, multifamily residential use. South of the property is R4, R10, residential separated by the railroad tracks owned by Carolina Coastal Railway. I1 and R10, industrial mercantile, 2 residential properties. To the west is B1, a vacant lot and 2 warehouses. Our B1 zoning district is defined as a district for certain commercial areas which provide a wide selection of convenience and compared shopping outlets, furniture showrooms, and for personal service in an orderly arrangement or retail facilities, parking and other amenities. This district is located at the intersection of one or more highways along major thoroughfares. This district also provides retailing and personal service for the benefits of residents in nearby areas and non-residential. Included also are certain functions such as warehousing that are compatible with the primary use. What Mr. Bouquet and Emerald Nash LLC is asking for Industrial 1. Our Industrial 1 district is defined as a certain land so situated as to be suitable for industrial development, usually along railroad siding and major thoroughfares, but where certain operations could adversely affect nearby properties. The purpose of this district is to permit the normal operation of almost all industrial except those that will be detrimental to adjoining properties. Excluded from this district are those industries that which accumulate noxious by the emission of smoke, dust, fumes, glare, noise, and vibrations, and those industries which deal primarily in hazardous products such as explosives. Selected business uses are also appropriate in this district. Our 2021 Nashville Comprehensive Plan has this property slated as industrial. We pretty much know the definition of industrial and what our town definition says. There's no reason to repeat that for the sake of time. Preferred uses in industrial is what our comp plan says: research facilities, logistics and distribution facilities, commercial industrial operation, and government facilities. Orientation of office facilities towards right-of-way helps screen the industrial portion of the facility from view. Industrial use must be adequate but from all other uses within the town. Where possible, facilities should share access onto the town roadway to minimize location of truck access. As we stated, there's a description of the property is 2.46 acres with road frontage off West Cross Street and South Body Street. It is Zone B1, as we stated earlier. The current property is manufactured in a mercantile building that falls in town Nashville jurisdiction limits. And there's a picture of the property. On the next page is a picture of the property where we posted the sign in the front yard for the general public riding by to see. If we turn to our next page, on the back of that one, you can see a picture of the property where it's showing it is B1 zoning as today. Under is our future land use map, showing that they have this property slated as industrial. And also we got an oversight of everything else in that district so you can see what's going on in the future land use map. Project history, as we stated, Friday, January 11th, this application was submitted. It was dated back on January the 7th. The property has been serviced by town water and sewer by the town of Nashville. The public hearing notice were mailed out to approximately 75 property owners within a 500-foot radius on July 25th. Public hearing notice was posted on the town website on July 16th. The rezoning sign was posted on the property April the 2nd, on July 16th. That's typo on my end, I'm sorry about that. All photos were taken, please see below. The legal notice was advertised in the Nashville Graphic for August 14th, 21, and the 28th for the planning board and town council public hearing meetings. The front door on the town hall was posted on July 25th. The front door in the town of Nashville held the Cooley Library and the Parks Recreation Center was posted on July 25th. The town Nashville Technical Review Committee did meet yesterday on this property. Their recommendation will be given after we go through the project's history. The subject property is not located within the floodplain. The subject property is located within the Stony Creek, Upper Stony Creek sub-watershed. The subject property is not located within the NCDEQ water supply watershed. The town of Nashville future land use map has existing property slated as industrial. Comprehensive land use plan for this property. The request to amend the town Nashville zone asset is consistent with the recommendation of the town Nashville comprehensive plan. One, because the subject property does have access off a roadway, South Austin Street, East Railroad Street. Two, the town plan prefers mercantile and manufacturing use within the industrial zoning district. Reasonableness and spot zoning. Rezoning request 2025-06 may be considered reasonable and in the public's interest because one, it's not spot zoning because the subject property will be rezoned to industrial where this use is allowed. Our future land use map has this property slated as low density residential, but the town plan staff sees the entire area becoming industrial with the inspections of several things in this area. The subject property is in harmony with the use request with road frontage off of East Railroad, South Austin, and the property is also zoned for industrial 1. As a planning board, you have 4 recommendations. We don't need to go through those because you know what your job is tonight after hearing these rezone requests. Mr. Chairman, if you would like to hear from the general public, I can pause at this brief moment, let the general open up the public hearing. We hear from anybody who has signed up. Then I can come back and give the TRC recommendations and also staff recommendations, sir.
establish we are, right now, we're talking about just 111.
West Cross Street.
West Cross.
Yes, sir.
Just 111.
That's it. Yes, sir, Mr. Strickland. I think we only had one sign, but you can also check.
I'm missing a page, and that's RC 2025-05, correct?
06.
That's 06.
Yes,
You
sir.
have the approval and denial pages for 06. They're not in my packet.
I got it.
Back and forward those, please. Thank you, sir.
And we do have the applicant. If you want to hear from the applicant first, Mr. Sears, Sheriff Sears, you can hear from the applicant during the public hearing, then we can go to the general public.
Thank you. Open the public hearing for the purpose of hearing rezoning request on RZ 2025-06, located on Cross Street, Nashville. Is the applicant present for their representative? Please come up and give us your name and address and just tell us why you're requesting this.
The applicant will go first this time. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. If you would just tell us what your request is about, so we have an understanding from your family. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Maria Gill. I'm representing Ahmad advocate. He is not able to be here today. He's in Boston holding some other business and meeting. But yes, we're here to request rezoning for those properties. It's just fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
It is fine.
And basically, we want to turn it into probably a manufacturing.
Take your time.
He comes with me everywhere. So this Mr. Advocate is also asking for it. But, so one of the uses for that property that we are expecting to have is starting, and it's not so much of a manufacturer in the sense of starting big machinery, but we are planning to import some Himalayan salt, and we might need to do some cutting. So this is kind of like an example of the animal lick that can be coming out of those big pieces of pink salt. This is more like the table use for it, and some bigger packages. So in line with where we are located, we're surrounded by industrial zoning and sounds it goes along with the Nashville town. So
And let me get you to say your name one more time for us.
Maria Gill.
Okay. And am I correct in understanding you're going from just a wholesaler to actually packaging the products, which makes you need to be an industrial because you're actually creating the product?
Exactly. So
Okay.
that's what we're hoping to do in the future, and be able to process the Himalayan
Okay.
salt.
Thank you very much. Anything else?
That's it. If you have any questions for me,
Thank you.
do I need to stay here? Do I need to go?
No, any questions for this?
I do have a
Nice
question.
lady.
I'm sorry. From an economic development perspective, once you are up and running, what is the number of employees you plan on having at this location?
Well, it will depend on the growth, how fast we start growing. So it could be 10 people, 20 people. We don't know exactly how fast we're going to be growing, but it's going to go national if, if this starts happening.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak on this matter? Come right on up, state your name. Thank you, ma'am. You can have a seat. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is James Baker. I live at 103 East Green Street. There was a topic about the shipping containers. I imagine this is my time to speak about it. At our last, Shipping container?
So, Mr. Baker, this is about rezoning the business from business to industrial so they can compound this in
Oh,
about
okay, then
shipping
maybe I
containers.
signed up for the wrong one. Is there one here about the shipping container?
We're,
It is,
It
James.
is?
It is.
It's
No.
later on the agenda.
It's later. I
That's
can speak
later on.
I can speak later?
yes,
sir.
sir, that's later on. Thank you, though. This is solely about rezoning the property. Anybody else wants to comment about the rezoning of the property only?
Chairman, weren't there two names on the signed ups?
Christopher Sandy,
Oh, that's.
I signed the wrong sheet.
that's fine. That's fine.
I
You
Um,
and James.
I said it.
That's fine. So, Mr. Manager, you and I spoke earlier, and this is solely where they need to go from a business zoning to industrial, because now they want to actually produce or actually package, not just wholesale, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Sean, this is 05 and the language on part of our package, and then the sheet is 06. I believe it's supposed to be 05.
Yes, sir. Let me, Randy, can I borrow your pen? Okay.
Yeah, the other sheet state 05.
Okay, yes, sir. That may be just where the copy machine kind of
It's fine.
spit about the wrong way when we get stacked. But Mr. Chairman, while we're in the public hearing, if you want to close out, I can give you the TRC recommendation, staff recommendation.
Yes, sir, please.
TRC did meet on July 28, 2025 for this rezoning request. The TRC found this recommendation approval for this rezoning request, seeing that the intent was in harmony with the existing neighborhood. Staff recommends on our 2021 comprehensive plan designate this property as low-density zoning district. However, the plan staff envisions the entire area involving to industrial over the next few years. So we will see this as being rezoned for industrial. We will recommend approval. We will be voting against our future land use map, but we know this area's been industrial where he's been at, and it's going to stay industrial. We do not. I think when they created the future land use plan back 3-4 years ago, they saw this as a dormant vacant building that could be bought by a developer, tore down, and then develop into a subdivision. But right now, we have a business owner in it that wants to continue doing mercantile in it. It's been mercantile for several years. I don't see a reason why it cannot continue to be mercantile, moving into industrial.
Okay? Is that your presentation, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I will yield back to you for you and the planning board to have deliberation. Also, if you need to speak to the applicant, she can come back up for questions.
Okay. I'm going to close the public hearing. I'm going to ask the board if they have a discussion among themselves for this. They want to question further anybody else spoke.
We're discussing just 111.
Just 111, just 111, and its purpose of being rezoned from B to I.
I know this would be considered irrelevant, but something that's taken into consideration anyway. 60 years ago, that was a cotton gin.
Yes, sir.
Cotton gin, and it made a lot of noise. They sold fertilizer there. Cotton gin got torn, it burned down, it burned down. And then the existing structure was put up by, I think it was Calvin Horn and Warner Walton, it was called Horn and Walton. They sold fertilizer and different types of chemicals and other farmer supplies and all. So what I'm seeing is what the new owners are looking for, pretty much in the same line of what's been going on in that area, in that particular piece of property. It's not like we're tearing down houses, moving houses out of the way. It's like maintaining what's been going on. Any homes around, even the house on the corner where the Gutman's on now, I think that was put up by Roy Cooper and Beverly Cooper. Cotton gin was already there, but they chose to put it there. So I don't see it as being a negative for the town of Nashville overall. And what we look at in other cases, it might be a different
Yes.
situation. This particular, also, 111, I don't have a problem.
Mr. Strickland, thank you for that insight. Other board members, open discussion. So this is shown, this is consistent with our comprehensive plan.
Yes,
It is
sir.
recommended by the TRC.
It is, sir.
Board, I can take a motion to approve the zoning request, to modify the request or deny. I'll accept motions at this time. There's no further discussion among the board.
I make a motion to approve.
The motion to approve, do I have a second? I have a second from Eddie. All in favor of this motion to approve, approve rezoning request RZ 2025-05. Mr. Strickland? Sir? We can raise our hand. Mr. Strickland wants to raise our hand. Let's raise our hand if we approve. I've always heard you, sir. We're unanimous in our vote. Moving on, we're now going to move to the last on our agenda is Article number 7, rezoning of parcel 3296 and 5959, the vacant lot, R10 to B10. Let's go to the last of our packet. And I'm showing this as request properties break in South First behind the little store that presently exists. Is that correct, sir? Go right ahead.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. Thank you once again. Planning Board rezoning request 2025-07. The applicant is here tonight, and she is Ms. Courtney Asted, and her husband's here. And I forgot your name once again, Mr. Asted. Amir, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. If you can see, the applicant did submit their application to the town. It was submitted back on the 29th. They're asking to be rezoned asking the two properties be rezoned from R10 to B1. If you turn over to your application with the questions that were asked by the staff in the application, describe how the rezoning request is consistent with the Town of Nashville Comprehensive Plan, zoning ordinance, and all other official plans. The rezoning request will directly cultivate, support, and advance the town's comprehensive plan by creating various new jobs in the town, simultaneously economical growth. Explain how the rezoning request will update the existing orders if there's any inconsistencies with the Town of Nashville Comprehensive Plan, zoning ordinance, and all other official plans that's applicable. The applicant replied, not applicable. Explain why the rezoning request will be appropriate, beneficial, and in the general public's interest of the area sought to be rezoned. The rezoning request will enable the development of a fully remodeled store featuring new amenities such as a hot food service, fresh coffee, and expanded product options to better serve the community's needs. Number 4, explain whether the rezoning request would adversely affect the adjoining property owners and alter the character of the area. The applicant replied, non-applicable. Briefly explain the accessibility impact of adequate public facilities, service, fire safety, infrastructure, parks and recreation, stormwater drainage, and topography, etc., that is currently available at the subject property. The subject property is well supported by existing public facilities and services, ensuring that it is convenient and accommodating the proposed development without placing under burden on local resources. All adequate systems are currently in place. Mr. Chairman and Board, if you turn to your agenda report packet, you can see this is parcel 005959003296. They have not been assigned an address by Nash County GIS, so that's why they're still parcel numbers without an address. The applicant is Margin Empire LLC. Their request that the properties on Brake Street and South First Street, which is in the town of Nashville, be rezoned from R10 to B1. The properties have the parcel number we have already stated for the record and are located within the town of Nashville limits and zoning jurisdictions. The applicants are present here to represent themselves tonight. If you look north of both of these properties, it is B1, the convenience store. If you look south, it's R10 residential. If you look east, it's R10 residential. If you look west, it's R10 residential. The R10 is our medium density residential district, is defined as an area for mostly single family dwellings and certain open areas which similar residential development will likely occur. The use permit in this district are designed to stabilize and protect all activities of residential nature except certain home occupations controlled by specific limitations. They're asking to be B1. I know we just read B1 in the 111 West Cross Street, but we'll read it again just for the sake of this hearing. The B1 district is defined as a certain commercial area which provides a wide selection of convenience and comparison shopping outlets, furniture showrooms, and for personal service, in an orderly arrangement of retail facilities, parking, and other amenities. This district is customally located in the intersection of one or more highways along thoroughfares. The district also provides retailing and personal service for the benefit of residents in nearby areas and non-residential. Included also are certain functions such as warehousing that are compatible with these primary uses. Our 2021 Nashville Comprehensive Plan has this slate as low density. Our low density residential zone district includes single family dwellings, detached residence, but could also include manufactured homes, duplexes, townhouses, and multifamily residences. Limited non-residential and residential use within the classification included public institution uses necessary to serve residential developments. Our low density pretty much focus on 1 to 3 unit acres. If you look next, our description of subject property, it is 0.34 acres of a tract of land owned by Magellan Empire LLC. It does have road frontage off South First Street and Brake Street. Currently it is zoned R10, and they're asking for the 2 vacant lands to be rezoned to B1. They do fall in town natural zoning jurisdiction. If you turn on your next page, you'll see a picture of the property. We tried to get a shot of both sides, so there's 2 properties, one facing the Brake Street side, one facing the First Street side. If you look right under that, you will see the town zoning map showing both of these properties are B1. One is highlighted and the one we got arrow to. If you look on your next page, the future land use map, we have an arrow right under the K in Brake Street. It is showing this property as low density residential. Project history, Ms. Courtney Estelle submitted their application on Tuesday, July 29, 2025. The property right now has not been serviced by town water and sewer, but the town of Nashville, but there is connectivity for both properties if needed. The subject property is 0.34 acres with a parcel of 003296, listed at 0.19 acres, and parcel 005959, 0.15 acres. The public hearing notice were mailed out to approximately 93 property owners within a 500 feet radius on August 1st, 2025. The public hearing notice was posted on the town's website on July 31st. The rezoning sign was posted on the property on July 31st. Photos were taken. Please see above, not below. The legal notice was advertised in Nashville Graphic on August 14, 21, and 28 for the planning board and town council public hearing meetings. The front door of the town hall was posted on July 31st. The front door of the town Nashville Harold D. Cooley Library and our Parks and Recreation Center was posted on August 6, 2025. The Town Nashville Technical Review Committee did meet on August 25th, where a decision was presented to give to the planning board during tonight's meeting. We'll give that after the public hearing recommendation, after the public hearing. The subject property is not located within a floodplain. The subject property is located in the Stony Creek, Upper Stony Creek sub-watershed. The subject property is not located within the NCDEQ water supply watershed. The subject property is located in the Upper Tar River Basin, Tar Pamlico River sub-basin, South Atlantic Gulf region, News Pamlico sub-region. Number 15 on your next page, the Town Nashville Future Land Use Map has this existing property slated as low density. The Town Nashville Planning Board, number 16, on September 26, 2025, voted to deny the rezoning request. 2023, excuse me, I don't know why 25 went there. The Town Nashville Town Council, October the 5th, 2023, voted also to deny the rezoning request. The applicant was made aware of this before they submitted their application to let them know that this had came before the planning board back on September 26, 2023, and the Town Council on October the 5th, 2023, and it was denied by both boards for the rezoning. The applicant still chose to go forward with the rezoning.
This is the same applicant.
Yes, sir. No, this is the new owners. This is not the same applicant.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. The property has been sold to the new owners today.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
Our comprehensive land use has the zone atlas consistent with recommendation of the Town Natural Comprehensive Plan. One, that such a property does have access off South Bodie Street and off of First Street. The town plan considers this as B1, mercantile, warehouse, and manufactured use. The general rezone for 0507 is considered in the public's best interest, not spot zoning, because it is allowed. The future land use has this property slated as B1 as low density. The subject property is in harmony with the West Church Street and South Body Street. The subject property is in harmony with this use request since the property has road frontage off West Church Street, South Body Street. The adjacent property is across the street is R10, not Industrial 1. That is a typo that got pulled in. As you know, the planning board's recommendations, we all know what they are: to hear the rezoning request from the applicant and the general interest from the public, and to make a decision tonight, to make a recommendation to the town council. Mr. Chairman, I will yield, sir, to you to open up the public hearing. We do have both applicants here tonight. They are willing to answer any question that the planning board may have before them. Then we can hear from the general public. We do ask members of the general public, if you are coming as a group, have one spokesperson to speak on behalf of the group. And we would also ask if a comment has kind of been made that you've already heard from somebody else, you are allowed to come up here, but just kind of say I'm still echoing the same comment that was presented earlier. Mr. Chairman, I will yield to you, sir, for the public hearing and to hear from the applicant.
Thank you, sir. Planning board opens the public hearing in matter of RZ 202507, rezone this property from residential to business. Is the applicant present and would like to speak?
Mr. Chairman, the applicant also has a PowerPoint presentation for the board when they get done, sir.
Very good. Would you prefer to hear that within the public hearing or after?
We would like to hear that during the public hearing. As soon as the applicant's ready, they can let us know and we can go through it as
Very
they
good.
navigate.
Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Courtney. Nice to meet you.
Courtney, your last name, please.
Courtney Elstead.
Okay, and
Amir Magellan.
thank you. Go right ahead, please.
So we relocated here from the Raleigh area with our 3 children. Shortly after we purchased what is now known as Eagles Market, that's the little convenience store. After purchasing the store, we quickly realized how wonderful and welcoming the Nashville community truly is. It didn't take long for us to know that this is where we wanted to stay and raise our family. We're here today to respectfully request the rezoning of the land behind our existing convenience store, a store that has proudly stood in the neighborhood for over 100 years and has been a cornerstone of this community. We are honored to carry the legacy forward. As many of you know, this community is seeing a lot of growth. There's more families, more foot traffic, and it's just a general, more active community. We're excited to see this growth, but it also means that we need to grow with it. The current space that we have just simply is not large enough to meet the needs of our increasing customer base. Today, we are requesting the rezoning so we can expand and remodel the store. This will allow us to enhance the overall look and feel of the store and intersection as a whole. It will add more parking for both customers and delivery drivers or trucks that come through. It will allow us to provide a larger selection of essential items for the customers in the area and the new customers that are moving here. It will allow us to offer hot food options and fresh coffee. It will add modern delivery services like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Instacart. It will improve the overall shopping experience for everybody in the community, and it will create new local jobs for our community. Many of our customers walk to the store as this is their closest and most convenient option, or some just don't have vehicles. And with more homes being built, more people moving to the area, and an increased use of the parks, the fields, and the upcoming splash pad nearby, it's clear that we need to expand to continue to meet the needs of our growing community. We're not trying to be a big box store. We want to honor the history of the store while still modernizing to better serve the people around us, the same people who have supported this business for generations. We kindly ask for your support in helping us rezone this land so we can continue to grow with the community. That's it.
Questions to the board?
Questions, yes.
The applicants, questions to the board?
Do you plan on building more buildings or just modernizing that one and using the property for parking or?
Yeah, so the plan is to probably take down the current building and just build one brand new building. It's kind of old and needs a lot of work. And so we'll use this extra space really mostly for parking, but the building will probably triple in size. Right now it's about 700 square feet. Yeah. So it's tight. There's not enough space to store anything. I mean, he's having to run, get stuff because it's just, there's so many people that are using the store now that there's just no space for anything.
What is the address of this existing structure?
Can you say that one more time?
The address of the existing structure,
Oh, it's 802 South First Street.
802 South First Street.
Ross, the one right there in the
We're talking
split.
about Kareem Grocery.
No, this is, there's still a sign out there from the previous owner that's Outlet Tobacco.
That was Kareem and.
Oh.
Ross.
That's
That's
correct.
right.
Oh, okay, there.
Now, Ross has been here a long time.
All right.
Ross was here with Nathan Nash came through.
voice. If you're gonna triple the size of the store with the expansion, how much parking will that extra lot really reduce the?
So currently we have about seven. So the drawing that we have, it's a very rough drawing. It's not by an architect. We have, somebody that's gonna work on that, but it's gonna at least have 18 parking spots. And the way that we have the driveway is the delivery trucks will be able to park actually like inside the parking lot versus now they're like on Brake Street or they're like at the tip and it's really hard for the cars to get by.
One question. Is this going to be like a vape store?
No.
It's not
Like a neighborhood market, convenience store,
a convenience store?
hot food, coffee.
ABC license.
We do have an ABC license.
Okay.
Okay.
And Mr. Chairman, for the part about the parking, if this is rezoned, they do want to tear it down and expand, they will have to submit a site plan, as our ordinance states, that has to be submitted, that the town TRC would have to review before we will issue out any permitting to make sure it meets parking requirements, setback requirements, erosion control, public works requirements, everything. So they will have to submit that before we do.
Does,
Try to flow everything.
does the applicant understand that if they tear down a store and then submit, they may not be approved?
The applicant does understand that if they do submit a site plan, if it is passed for rezoning, and it is submitted, a site plan is submitted, that TRC will make recommendations, that they will have to go back and modify that plan to meet those recommendations before we can issue out the permit. But that's, as we say, we'll cross that hurdle when we get there, if we get there.
Okay, long as they understand that caveat. Any further questions from the planning board to the applicants? If y'all would remain in case we have any further questions, I thank you both for your presentation. And I understand we have PowerPoint now. Okay. Is this?
Courtney, do you
right
want to
ahead.
go through the
I'm sorry.
PowerPoint as Thomasine goes through the slides, just kind of talk about each slide?
Okay. Yep, so that's just an aerial shot. What we wanted to outline here is that, I don't know if you can zoom in, but if you can't, it's okay. So where our site is, and then, in conjunction with all of the residential properties nearby that we currently service, as well as if you scroll down a little bit, there's a brand new subdivision, Starlight Homes, Cardinal Woods, and so I'm sure you already know, but they're planning to build several hundred homes in there, and so we would have, all those customers need somewhere to go, right? More convenience. Quickly, if they run out of milk, they need something hot. There's also a middle school right there, and there's a lot of middle schoolers that do walk over to the store after school. And right now it's not really necessarily the most kid friendly. It needs more options for them. And then all of the homes nearby the store, like I said, we are their number one store. A lot of them don't have vehicles, and they need some more products in there. Yep. And so this is just a drawing, a sketch of the layout of our proposed layout. That's just a 3D rendering of our proposed design. And there it is again, a little bit higher, an aerial view.
Can you go back to, stay that slide for a second, please? Okay, I'm good.
And so currently, we don't actually have all of that parking. By moving the building back a bit, we actually have, I think it's probably, currently in the front, there's only about maybe 2 spots to park right at the very peak of that property. And so there's 4 right there. So that's an additional 4 just at the front. And then something else that we wanted to possibly discuss too is that island over there, that's actually the city's property. But we would love to just landscape it ourselves and maintain it ourselves, just to make the intersection just more pretty in general.
So as far as the trucks that are coming in, with products, would that be in the back of the building or in the front where the parking area is?
It would be in the back.
Right.
trucks will be able to drive in the back. And they get to drop these products off and then bring them.
And have access both to Break Street and First Street.
Yes.
I guess it could be a little throughway there.
Yes, sir.
As it exists right now, you don't have anything in the back.
Yes.
Like vacant property.
Right.
All the access is to the front, which is facing towards the railroad tracks.
Would there be access onto First Street? Even if there are no, the DOT does not come in and widen or do anything else, would there be enough access for kids?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how they get in now.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there's actually right now there's two driveways, so we just took one off and pushed it back a little bit to get away from the intersection. Because right now, where the driveway is, there's quite a bit of traffic at the very, very peak of the property because it's that intersection. So we actually moved it back a little bit and took one off.
Further from the planning board, further questions? Go ahead.
I think that was it.
Yeah, that's all.
Is that on? Okay. Questions?
Basically, is this going to be like, you said you were selling sandwiches and coffee, and is it going to be like a grocery store? What are you going to be selling it?
What could you compare it to what we have around here now?
So it would be mostly like a small convenience store, but it would have more things in there, like as in eggs, milk, hot food, coffee, chips.
Places to sit down and eat?
We don't have nothing like that in plan, but you know,
We're open.
open to anything really. We want to work with the community.
Are these things you already currently provide, eggs and stuff of that nature? Do you already sell, is that what
We don't.
you do not sell? Okay.
No.
Okay.
And a lot of people, they come in every day and they want stuff like that or they need stuff like that.
Do you know what percentage of your total sales right now, and I realize you're changing the concept, and I've got a reason for asking this. What percentage right now of your sales is alcohol?
To be honest with you, I don't think
Is it 50%? Not in volume, but in dollars.
I don't think it's 50%.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you very much. If y'all will remain in case we have some further questions, I appreciate your time. Is Mr. David, and if I mispronounced this, my apology, David Gist II or David Gist III present, I guess? Please, sir, if y'all will go ahead and have a seat, and thank y'all for remaining. Mr. Gist, I just called your name, but if you would, please restate it just for the record.
David Biggers II.
And do you represent a group or just yourself, sir?
I represent the community.
Very good, sir.
We're
Please.
in the store, around the store.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. You live at 910 South First Street, correct? Very good. Thank you.
Before I read the letter that I have for one of the ladies that can't be here,
Yes, sir.
we had this problem before, and it's only been a couple of years that we had, a few years ago that we've had the same people wanting to do the same thing, and we got y'all to vote it down then. And we're saying that if we don't want it, why do y'all keep allowing? I'm saying this is me personally, before I read the letter for one of the other ladies that stays out of town, her property is like almost adjacent to right behind their store now. I guess on the paper that I got, I think in 23 we were here, and for the same reason. Nobody in our community has changed their mind. That's the most important thing, I think. And for them to change the names or whatever they do or how they do or whatever, I see no need why we should even be here. We've already said no. We said it before. We're saying it again. Now, the lady that I'm going to read the letter for, her name is Natalie Muriel Ballard.
And what is her address?
Her street address is 813 South First Street.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Dear members of the Nashville Town Council and Planning Board, I am writing as a concerned property owner in Nashville to respectfully oppose the proposed rezoning of residential property, parcel 005959 and parcel 003296 to commercial use in order to allow the expansion of the store or smoke shop. That's how she wrote it. Our neighborhood is a residential community where families value peace, safety, and stability. Allowing commercial expansion into a residential zone undermines the character and intended purpose of the area. Rezoning this property would bring increased traffic, congestion, parking issues that drastically impact residents' quality of life and ability to safely access their homes. We have already seen firsthand how non-residential activities can disrupt our community. During the past incident with permission was granted for a rap video to be filmed, the influx of traffic and parked vehicles made it difficult for some residents to enter or exit their property. This created unnecessary frustration and safety concerns for our neighborhood. Expanding commercial activity with residential space poses the risk of these interruptions becoming a regular occurrence. Furthermore, once a precedent is set by rezoning residential property to commercial use, it becomes increasingly difficult to maintain the integrity of our neighborhood. We are concerned about long-term consequences such as diminished property values, increased noise, heavier traffic, limited residential parking, and an erosion of the residential quality of life that drew many of us here in the first place. I, as another resident, like I said, that's the end of her letter. I will pass some around to the members on the board, and that's all I got to say.
Thank you very much, sir. Any questions for our speaker, for the community? Thank you, sir. Ernestine Hill, Stevenson or Stevenson, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Stevenson, if you'd step up, and I believe you should, 402 Ward Street.
Yes.
State your name, please.
Ernestine Hill Stevenson, 402 Ward Street, Nashville, North Carolina.
Thank you, ma'am. Please, go ahead.
I just want to reiterate that what Dee Dee just said, it happened in 2023. And I must agree that he was appropriate in saying so. 60 years ago, as Ross said, my father ran that same store, and back then it was called Oak Grove. And what we had there was, we had some hot dogs, we had some ice cream, and we had teenagers dancing, and that was about it. It closed at a specific time, we went home. It is a historical site. I can remember my father going in there and making us go home because he said we were eating up his profit, and we probably were. But as far as the community is concerned, I don't see this being a good fit for the Brooklyn, the Chicken Hill, the Old Fashioned Lanes, our community. Missouri Ward, Dee Dee, Paul, sold her land so that we could have homes in a community that we could call our own. And we intend to stay there and keep it there. My parents bought that house that my daughter lives in right now, and I will continue to fight to uphold what Missouri Board wanted us to do is have a community of our own. And we plan to do that. So if this does not go through and somebody else come along, guess what? We are coming back. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Ms. Stevenson. Is Terry Clark present? Terry Clark? Ms. Clark, if you'd state your name and your address.
Good evening. My name is Terry Body Clark. Terry Body Clark, 407 Baker Street. I'm sharing this prepared statement of appeal on behalf of myself and my sister, Robin Body Hagans, who is unable to attend tonight. To the members of the Nashville Town Council and Nashville Planning Board, we, the undersigned property owners of 407 Baker Street and 411 Baker Street, respectfully submit this letter in opposition to the rezoning request for parcel 005959 and parcel 003296 from residential 10 or 10 to business 1B1. Raised and growing up in Nashville and watching Nashville thrive as adults, we recognize and appreciate Nashville's progress, particularly along the Highway 58 corridor, where our city limits are expanding. However, we believe rezoning this particular parcel from residential to commercial is not in the best interest of our neighborhood or the community as a whole. Our concern as are followed: preserving neighborhood character and quality housing. The Richardson Heights and Brooklyn communities are also best suited and deserving of quality family housing and reputable establishments that will enhance, respect, and preserve the overall environment and safety of the community and youth. Such development will attract major businesses and employees to the Highway 58 corridor extension, strengthening our tax base and local economy without compromising the integrity of established residential areas. Highway 58 corridor, growth and safety. With the Department of Transportation plans to potentially widen Highway 58 to accommodate growth and traffic safety, we encourage thoughtful development. We encourage development along this corridor. Commercial rezoning for this request parcel, however, does not align with that vision. The First Street 58 split area is already tight and a major traffic and community concern and has been for some time. Avoiding comfortable commercial uses. A B1 rezoning could open the doors to gas stations, have commercial trucks, or other businesses that bring loud noise, increase traffic, and potential safety concerns, including lottery, illegal activity, and or additional crimes. This is not appropriate for a neighborhood setting. Simply, but such business should be located further down the road, not steps away from our homes. We currently have major gas stations, grocery stores, and drug stores accessible within the current core of the city limits of Nashville. Protecting historical community pillars. The parcel in question are also just steps away from Galatia A&E Church, a historical pillar that has faithfully served and supported this community for over 155 years. It is vital that surrounding development respect and preserve the integrity of such an important landmark. In addition, we respectfully thank the Town Council and the Planning Board for their efforts to continue to monitor and intentionally enforce housing codes, collect unpaid taxes, enhance water, sewer, and technology, promoting the beautification, maintenance, and safety in all areas of Nashville, not just selected areas. Proactive attention to these issues will help prevent increased crime, rundown properties, overgrown vacant lots, and other neglected properties, ensuring that all of Nashville grows stronger and more vibrant together. For these reasons, we strongly urge you that you deny the rezoning requests, and continue policies that support responsible growth and thriving neighborhoods and not oppressed neighborhoods. We thank you for your service and thoughtful consideration. Respectfully submitted, Terry Body Clark and Robin Body Clark. Thank you.
Ms. Clark, hold on just a minute, please. Questions for Ms. Clark from the board? Any questions? Ms. Clark, thank you for your well thought out letter. You know Mr. Strickland here? Thank you, ma'am. James Lynch. James Lynch. Please come forward. Mr. Lynch, you're at 410 Ward Street.
Yes, sir.
Please just state your name and the board would like to hear from you.
James Lee Lynch. I've been at 14 Ward Street for 52 years. And I've seen a lot of changes, but now I'm seeing changes that I don't like. We used to be a community. For myself, years ago, I participated in the youth softball, raising up young kids, and seeing a lot of young boys and young girls. I had nothing but girls, so I coached girls softball. And I've seen these young ladies grow up now, some of them grandparents. But the stores that is there now is coming. I've seen them destroy a lot of young kids' life. They were able to go there and get beer and wine from them. I didn't believe it could happen. Back when my drinking days, I wanted some beer. My oldest girl said, Dad, I go to the store and get it. Up there where you call Kareem. I said, you can't do that. She said, give me the money. She bought a 6-pack back. Pissed me off. I called downtown and they said, well, we can't do nothing. Why you can't do something? And this is the type of stuff coming in our community. Every entrance you see coming into Nashville now, it's got bakes and smoke shop, selling cheap beer, cheap wine. They talking about selling milk. I haven't seen not the first milk container those side the road, but over down that road you see the beer bottles and the beer can and the wine bottles. And when these guys get this mess in them, walking the street all time of night, eventually crime's gonna come. And the people in there getting older, so we more accessible for robbery, breaking and entering. So I want y'all to think about it real strong, what you're doing to our community. I don't think none of y'all guys live in that community. And then the stuff that they tell me coming, those saying say it's too late to shut the barn door after the horses out. You let this get through, the horses out. They do anything they want to, tell you anything. They talk about the alcohol, I guarantee they can tell you how much they make off that. Beer and wine. And then soon you talk about, now they get this cannabis, this smoke mess, it could be bigger and worse on the community. And that's why ain't nobody want to, as only one give out. And we got a lot of older people with me tonight that been there about as long as I have. But once we leave, it can be ran down. Nobody ain't want to come there. The whole community going down the drain. So I want y'all to think about, don't put this noose around our neck now with what they trying to sell you. Because you believe that, you believe anything. That's what I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch.
And also, okay.
Go ahead.
Also, we got this petition signed by the people in the area that disapprove of the growth. So I'd like to pass it out to y'all guys can look at it, and you probably gonna recognize a lot of the names.
Okay. If you would hand that to Mr. Lucas. In the meantime, questions for Mr. Lynch from the board? Questions? Mr. Lynch and Mr. Gifts both appear to be representing community. I ask by show of hands how many support this position that they've represented, they're opposed to this. Can I ask you to raise your hand if you're opposed to this, so I can see what portion of our audience is. They say they're representing the community. Thank you. Other than our applicants, anybody that is in favor of this, could I ask? Okay, thank you. Sean, any more?
We got a letter from Miss Cheryl Alexander. She could not be here, but she did ask that it be read for the record.
If you would publish it, yes, sir, go ahead.
Miss Cheryl Alexander at 811 South Austin Street. She wrote this letter on August 24th and sent it to us by email. She said she could not be here, but to please have this read out loud for the planning board. Opposition to rezoning the properties from business to industrial and residential. Properties to industrial, the address is 813 South Austin Street, 111 West Cross Street, 117 East Railroad Street. Dear members of the Nashville Town Council and Planning Board, I'm writing you because I am a property owner will be affected by the zoning change. I do not agree with the residential to industrial rezoning proposal for my property and surrounding properties on South Austin, West Cross, East Railroad Street. Currently, Braswell Milling Trucks Company, she wrote it for both properties. So she's got a section for Braswell Milling, so I'm gonna read the entire letter and read it again during Braswell. Currently, Braswell Milling Trucks Companies already have trucks behind our homes with trucks coming in and out of the neighborhood day and night. Approving the proposal will bring even more noise, more traffic to our community. She respectfully votes no on the rezoning these properties. We own properties also, and we should be respected and valued like any other citizens in Nashville and Nash County. It should not be just our neighborhood. Our residents matter too. Ms. Cheryl Alexander, 811 South Austin Street. And when she called, she did call to let us know this was, her vote was a requisition of no rezoning for all three properties. And we'll read the same letter again during the Braswell hearing.
Okay. Having no more parties sign up to speak,
Mr.
we're gonna
Chairman,
close. Yes, sir.
just we had a few people that came in a little bit late. If you just want to poll the audience to ensure everybody had a chance to speak
Does-
for or against.
Does anybody wish to speak on this issue? Please come forward. If you'll come to the podium, please. Ma'am, if you would state your name and your address, and please let us know if you're speaking for yourself or community group.
Yes, my name is Shay White. My address is 205 Windy Oak Drive, Nashville, North Carolina, South Creek. I would like to say that I'm a licensed realtor in the area. I also work at Starlight Homes, the new community that's down the road, and I currently work at Adams Homes. So we're building in this community. The reason why I think the store would be a great expansion is because I hear the arguments from Mrs. Battle and the people who are here, and they're complaining about people hanging out. People did that already. They complain about beer being sold. That's already being done. That's not what these people are asking. What they're asking is to provide something, a convenience for the people who live there. They're asking that, can we have food? Can we have coffee? Can we have milk and eggs so that we don't? You know, I have an uncle who rides around in a scooter. He doesn't have a vehicle. There are a lot of people in the area who don't have vehicles. They would have to walk to either the Piggly Wiggly or to Sheetz. And I don't really want him having to drive down Washington Street just to, you know, to get some coffee. And, you know, I just think that that's what I see. I help these two individuals. They are community members. I help them buy their house. Okay, so they live in the community. They're not traveling from Raleigh and it's just a business. This means something personal to them, and I know that for a fact. So that's what I just want to make sure that I let everyone know. And I know that things have been this way for, like you said, 150 years, but the property has been here, and it has been, you know, providing a service. But the service that it's providing is not enough. That's the whole thing. It would be different if they were asking to say, okay, right now, if it wasn't a store, right? And if they didn't serve beer and things of that nature and cigarettes and they're saying, okay, that's what we want to do. But that stuff is already there, so they're not asking to do that. They're not asking to change anything. They're asking to expand it to make it more so they can provide more things of like groceries. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to open my phone here. Yeah, so currently the store provides everyday essentials, and I understand that you're concerned, but they're not going to be selling gas there, not giving any more reasons for people to hang out. The expansion is about not creating a hangout, but it's rather about creating a compromise that benefits the residents who live here by offering food, groceries, and daily essentials in an accessible location. As one who has sold homes in this community, I know firsthand that community members value walkable conveniences. In fact, I can speak personally for myself, as I am a community member as well. So I respectfully urge the town of Nashville to consider the long-term benefits of approving this expansion, and that it is not only about growing a business, it's also about strengthening our community and making everyday life easier for families who live here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Board. Yes, ma'am. Would you state your name, please, and your address?
I'm Jasmine Everett, and I stay in Richardson Court, 414 Richardson Court. I'm a little bit nervous right now, guys. I've never done this before.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm with Amir on everything. It's just, in my opinion, just listening to everything, it's more the guy that was here before. He was saying the history. The lady here, she was saying it's more of a historical thing with them, and I'm just my opinion listening, I feel like to them it's more of a historical thing. But to Amir and his wife and myself, because I work with him, he gave me a job. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't have a car all the time, and me and my kids walked back and forth to that store. And even still, I wouldn't even get no milk or anything because I didn't have a car, because I had to walk way far away to go get it. You get what I'm saying? But he making it convenient. He's not asking to change nothing. And I feel like if he was to change it and it would look different, what would be the difference in sheets and the way the expansion of the store look? You get what I'm saying? And I mean, now the way it look, when I work there, I have to bend my back. I have to literally move everything, move a lot of merchandise, you get what I'm saying, just to find something. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like, and then the trucks coming on the side, this and the third. Yes, they on the side of the street. But if they coming like in and out, I don't feel like that's a problem at all. I don't feel like me being working there, going on 2 months now? About 2 months now. Since I've been there, no kids have not been hanging out there. It's been cleaner from when I first moved out, and I've been here for like about 11 years now. Staying in Richardson Court. I have not seen, the guy here was saying about, the milk and this and the third. That's what he's asking. He asking to expand to do that. You get what I'm saying? I feel like more so I can't really say how I want to, I'm speaking how I feel.
You're doing a good job.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's more so a historical thing, but that's not what they asking. And I mean, the guy's been there for years. I understand that, but I feel like it'll be better. I feel like it will be more better for the kids, and I feel like they'll get whatever they asking for. I feel like y'all will get it. I don't feel like it. Amir, they know Amir by now. They know his personality. He got a good personality. He get along with everybody. He get along with the kids. He do not give kids underage, and I work there myself. And they already call me mean at the end of the day, so I don't allow it. And yes, I feel like it's a good. I feel like it's a good opportunity for myself to make more money. And yeah, I feel like I'm with Amir.
You did a good job. Any questions? Anybody else would like to speak before we close the public hearing? Yes, sir. If you would state your name and address for the record.
Good evening.
And good evening. And ma'am, if you'll wait right there, I'll hear you next. Thank you.
My name is Dennis Joyner. 821 South Break Street is the my home area.
Mr. Joyner, step up to the microphone just a little bit.
821 South Break Street is my home.
Yes, sir.
And we lived there many years. My parents built a house there. My cousin Missouri Ward is the one who's responsible for all of us being here because the original properties belong to her. And she did not intend for us to be a failure in any way. She created the community so we could become a real productive community. And I believe Mr. Proctor built the properties there, most of the properties there. Mr. Proctor was a nice Southern man. He did not want us to be failures either. And I am history, since you are going to talk about history, because I come from there. I am history because I know about the place. I experienced it. Many of you in this room have never experienced the South Break Street, First Street area, or anywhere in the Brooklyn community. But I experienced it. I lived it, and I am in it. Now, what I want to say is that this man, Amir, and his spouse just have a dream. They're just focusing on manifestation. They want to manifest in a manner in which they can pocket money that's not of any benefit to our community. They don't offer anything to the community. They would take the revenue out of our community, and at the same time, their presence and their plan of business will contribute to delinquency in our community as well as adult crime. I've seen the crime in the community over the years. I've seen people behind the store committing crimes by smoking drugs and even sometimes shooting drugs into their veins. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm not a facade. These folks are a facade. They're not true. I'm the truth. Okay? Also, the traffic. That thing they show there, that's not true. The side over here is South Break Street. You drive, in order to get into that little store area, you have to come in that little driveway there. Come into the driveway, that's the front of the store. Okay? On the side, they presently now have delivery trucks that come on South Break Street and sit and block the traffic. So that creates impeding traffic. I know because I drive through there all the time. I'm there sometimes late at night because it's my home. Okay? Now, well, the best way to improve this is not to let it come into our community. I've seen this store cause students, primarily students who attend, I'll just focus on my high school, my former high school, the Great Northern Nash. I've seen potentials who were in Northern Nash, who were on their way to universities. But because of this business, they end up on crack cocaine. I'm not going to call names, but I saw that. I saw people lose scholarships because of this store. Because they quit playing sports, they quit going to school, they no longer showed interest in academics. They wanted to be criminals, they thought. So that's what they presented. We don't want this in Nashville anywhere. Nashville is a great place to live. That's why my parents came here. It's a great place to live. Low crime, but also, these people keep talking about low density. Low density. How is it low density when more than 1,000 cars travel down First Street each day? And more than 500 cars go back and forth down South Break Street? How is it a low density area? I'm a geographer, so I know what density refers to. Maybe you all don't, but that's not a low density area as far as travel. And then two, you're gonna have kids going to school, walking sometimes because they're late for school. That creates a hazardous situation for them. Let me encounter the traffic there because of the parking lot that they extend. The parking lot will also draw people who just come into the parking lot to congregate. People who congregate will focus on the fact that children are nearby. Some of those people are going to be pedophiles. And they may actually become attracted to our kids by engaging in communication with them. We can't have this in our community. We're not going to have it. If we fail here today, we're going to continue. If we have to come and get this matter into a court or litigation process, we are going to do so. And if we have to do so to the point where we have to one day get a writ of certiorari and go away to the Supreme Court, we're willing to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Hang on just a second. Any questions, Mr. Jordan, from the board? Thank you for your comments, sir. Anyone else like to be heard before we close the meeting?
Amir, the applicant would like to come as soon as we get the last person who wants to speak. Mr. Chairman, the applicant does have some information he wants to submit to the board, and he would like to come back up to talk to the board before the board goes into discussion.
Okay, as long as it's not a redress of what we've already heard.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
It's-
Go right ahead, please.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Tanija Harris. I'm not from here, but my grandmother and my great grandmother stay down here by Richardson Court. So I can't touch much about the community-based part, but what I can say, I do work with Amir, and I can say, as well as Jasmine, I was granted an opportunity to have a job. You know, like I don't think, speaking of what the young man stated about, you know, how Amir and his spouse is manifesting something and just wanting to expand for their benefits. As I was talking to Amir, I was working at Murphy's, and I was telling him about my problems. You know, I stay in Tarboro. So Amir granted me a job. No, I didn't have to drive all the way to Nashville to come work this job, but I do because I love his character. I love the fact of how he is a people person. When he gave me this job, you know, he didn't know me, he didn't know anything about me, but he allowed me to have this opportunity. As well as I feel, I'm nervous, I'm sorry, y'all. So as well as I also feel as though he is trying to give the community a better opportunity. I understand where you are speaking about the traffic that comes through. I work there. I do see traffic come through, yes, but it's traffic. Traffic's gonna come through regardless. You know, there is a highway that they are going to. So as far as, you know, the doing drugs and things on the outside, or like the young lady said, I feel as though those are already being done. Are they doing at that store? No. I work there. I see it. We have cameras, security cameras surrounding the building. Are there people, what is it called, looting or standing outside of the area all times of night, just standing around all times of day? No. There's literally no one that stands and hangs around the store. As far as the kids that's going to school that needs to, or that's dropping out of school because they are getting hooked to drugs and dropping, or supposed to go to education. Doesn't that happen every day? You get what I'm saying? I went to Fayetteville State University. I don't think expanding a store will bring kids to drop out of school to get corrupt and do crack cocaine. I don't understand. If we're not selling crack cocaine in this store, how can someone get crack? How can us expanding this store lead to them doing crack cocaine because we're expanding Kareem's? Kareem's been there since I was a little girl, so I can't sit and talk about the historical part because I'm not 50-something years old. You get what I'm saying? I haven't been there that long, so I can't.
Ma'am, if you would address the board, not the audience.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I haven't been there that long, so I can't really sit here and say their history doesn't matter because it definitely does, because my mom won't stay down there, you know? So I completely understand where the change, no one likes change. America does not like change at all. So this right here is, oh, this man is coming into our community trying to change what we've been had established. No, Amir is trying to help your community have more. So you won't have to go all the way down, like the young lady said, her uncle doesn't have transportation. He doesn't have to go all the way down, you know, the highway to get there. So I just do feel like this may be a great convenience. Like I said, I don't stay in the area, but I do feel as though hearing the people come into the store, they are excited about maybe getting this expanded. So I do feel like it may be a great add-on to the community.
Okay.
So I do thank you so much for hearing me out.
Sean, did you say our applicant wanted to redress? You say the applicant wanted to redress the board?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. He is asking to come back up and talk to the board before we go into final deliberation
Okay.
amongst the board.
Sir.
He also has something to submit to the board to take a look at.
Let me see that, please. Sir or ma'am, if y'all would come back up. Let me say this, we've been in this part of the hearing almost an hour. If you would, let's not redress things you've already pointed out. You have some new information you'd like us to hear.
So, yes.
Just 1 second.
He would like the board to know that's a petition that he had to the community of people who agree with the rezoning in the area. He only has one copy, so we'll just pass it.
Let me circulate your petition first to the board. I'll notice what we're looking at.
This petition
Yes.
Ross, if you'd Yes, sir. Tell us about your petition.
So yes, I want to make sure that the community knows that I am trying to do better for the community. And a lot of times, things happen in, the neighborhood, and we have camera systems. Our camera systems are okay, but to upgrade and have better camera systems, and we'll be able to provide, footage of anything happening in the neighborhood. But that's all we're really trying to do is make the neighborhood safe. Focus on, we want to bring kids in there. We want to have the ice cream. We want that. We want to have slushies. We want things for kids to come in there and enjoy. A lot of the community, they know me. They respect me. I respect them a lot. I work really hard. I do my best in that little store to provide for everybody. And a lot of people don't see what goes on behind the curtains. Every day I have to get up and I have to restock. I have no back stock in the store. I'm piling boxes on top of boxes. I wish that I have enough space in there just to be able to have some back stock. And sometimes when you have back stock, you're able to provide for everybody, and that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not. There's already a store there. All I'm trying to do is expand it to fix the traffic, to make sure that truck, when he comes, he can pull in to our parking lot and have enough parking for other people as well. More parking than we have there. So I want to work with the communities. I'm not trying to go against anybody. I don't want nobody to be angry. I really want them to be excited and happy about what we're doing. That's all. I'm doing it for them.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming back up. Being no further comments at this time, we'll close the public hearing. Board will go into deliberations. First, what is the recommendation from the TRC?
Mr. Chairman, the TRC did meet yesterday on this rezoning request. The Town Nashville Technical Review Committee agrees that the rezoning request was favorable and approved the rezoning request to allow this property to be rezoned from R10 to B1.
What does the comprehensive land survey say on this particular plot?
Our comprehensive land use has this property slated as low-density residential. So if this property was rezoned, it would be going against our future land use map and our comprehensive plan, rezone it to B1.
Very good.
I will yield to the board for deliberation, sir.
What is our internal comments, ladies and gentlemen?
I've heard tonight I've heard, I mean, I'm still undecided. I've heard a lot about, we all agree what riffraff is, right? Heard about a lot of riffraff hanging out around that facility. But now was the riffraff that's hanging around that facility pre-existing before this couple shows up and purchases the property? Did the riffraff still hang around after they took the property over and set up their business? Or has it been cleaned up? That's something we need to consider.
One of my concerns is the traffic congestion, for one thing. I mean, that's close quarters. And they had a lot of good arguments about traffic on 58. Dylan had a good argument about the delivery trucks parking and obstructing traffic. It appears that 2 years ago, were those two parcels, is that what we voted on 2 years ago?
Yes, sir.
So those two,
Yes, sir.
those same two parcels? Yeah, okay. But what's changed, is my question.
They were, the biggest change, they were just owned by a former person. Now they were all sold and the new owners have it now.
And that, other than that, nothing's changed.
That's the only change, yes, sir.
That's all.
I just can't remove myself from the fact that even though this business has been there for a long time, so is that church 200 foot away. This is on the precipice of a church. That was a big issue for us 2 years ago for those of us who were on this board. And the fact that there had been a long-standing issue with the police department having to police that neighborhood over that store. And I'm not doubting that the ownership change and the things that come with change may have abated, but it troubles me there's a church so close to a place selling alcohol, selling cigarettes right there almost on the doorstep of the church in a highly residential area. That just concerns me. So that's my comment. With that said, if y'all don't have any, if you do have any further comment, let it be heard. If not, we have three options. We can deny the application, we can ask the application be amended, or we can approve the application. Further comment? Further comment from the board? I'll ask now, council, if there's any motions related to zoning RZ 2025-07. Any motions from the board?
I move so zoning change be denied.
I have a motion. I have a motion to be denied by Mr. Thomas.
Second.
Jackie has seconded that motion. She's requested, request of show of hands has been asked for. I will not vote unless there's a tie. All those that are requesting that this be denied, please raise your hand. Please record the vote. I see 5 votes. All that are in favor of being approved, please raise your hand. I have 1 in favor. As the chair, I will not vote. It is denied at this time, Mr. Director.
Yeah.
I thank everyone for speaking, represent your community, represent your own interest. Our recommendation now goes to City Council, so this issue is not over. Ours is a recommendation to council. It is non-binding. So again, when is the council going to hear this?
The town council will be hearing this at their September the 2nd meeting at 7 p.m. right here in the town council chambers. We're asking everybody to please come back out. We did send out letters for that. And if you did speak tonight, you are still entitled to speak on the September 2nd meeting. So do not feel as if you spoke tonight, you cannot speak that night. You are entitled to speak on the September 2nd meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Rep. That is part of the process of civil government. I thank everyone who was here tonight for being heard and us hearing you. I'm going to ask we take about a 3-minute break so those that do not have further business would like to leave, and we can take a break and we'll resume in about 3 minutes. Thank you.
good.
We're gonna reopen the planning board meeting after our brief break. We will now move to item 6, rezoning of 2025-06, 117 East Railroad Street and 813 South Austin Street. Wrong one. That's it. That's it. From R10 and B1 to I1. Is that correct, Sean?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. This rezoning was initiated by the town of Nashville staff. And before we could initiate this rezoning, we had to have permission from Trey Braswell to allow us to do it. Trey unfortunately could not be here tonight. He had a trip business meeting he's at. Trey did send a letter, you have it before you, from him.
Yes.
It says, to whom it may concern, on behalf of Braswell Milling Company, doing business as Braswell Family Farms, I, Ronald S. Braswell III, am in agreement with the rezoning request of 117 East Railroad Street, 813 South Austin Street, as presented by the town. Thank you for your considerations. As we said, Mr. Chairman, this rezoning was initiated by the town of Nashville planning staff. We currently have several places within the town that uses do not match zoning, making them a non-conformity because they've just been conforming that way for years. This is the first one out of a slate of, I believe, 10 or 12 that Randy has found that we have been searching through the town. We sent maybe 2 letters out, one to Braswell, one to another place. Trey was the first one to respond back saying that he understands the town's reasoning for changing the property to I-1. So we prepared the application for Trey. He looked at it. He said everything met what his standards were. The answers to the questions for Trey were, number 1, describe how the rezoning request is consistent with the town of Nashville comprehensive plan. Since we read this question several times, we're just gonna kind of go into the answers for the sake of time tonight. The town of Nashville is cleaning up their zoning map atlas. By rezoning this use to industrial will go along with the town's envision of the entire area becoming over the next 20 years. When we say that entire area, we're not talking about the entire, just that hub that Trey operates in. We see that that lot is going to end up being industrial within the next 20 years. Number 2, the request is inconsistent with our future land use map, but we see industrial growth in this area with Braswell Milling operation not wanting to expand, but we know sooner or later they're going to expand and start using that lot besides storage to do something else on it. Number 3, Braswell Milling Company has been operating as a mill in this area of Nashville for several years. Rezoning these properties will align with the uses already being used on this property. Number 4, there are 2 remaining residential homes in this area that will not affect their property. Number 5, the rezoning will not cause any more restraints on the town of Nashville sewer, public works, and or emergency services. As we stated, it is the property right behind Trey's business, the 113 right here. You have the 117. You would think you have a Freeman Street address. It has a East Railroad address. And also the 813 South Austin Street, where the truck wash bay area is at. That's zone B1. We think I-1 better fits that than B1 right now because it's an industrial use going into an industrial business. If you look at your agenda packet, and we won't go through line by line on this one, we'll kind of just highlight the main stuff. Braswell Milling Company and the town of Nashville has requested the property of 117 East Railroad Street South, Austin Street, with the parcel 03587 813 South Austin Street be rezoned from Business 1 Highway Business and R10 to Industrial 1. The properties have parcel number 004010 on South Austin Street. The properties are located within the town of Nashville limits and zone jurisdiction. Braswell Milling Company will be represented tonight by themselves. They were going to be represented by Trey and a representative for Braswell Milling. Unfortunately, the representative couldn't come and Trey couldn't come. Trey has full confidence that I can represent Braswell Milling tonight and get a decision bill to be made by the town planning board tonight after we represent them. North of the property is industrial use. B1 is a truck wash station. That's what we're asking to be rezoned. East is industrial mercantile. West is R10, so west is everything where all those residential neighborhoods align at. I think for the sake of time, we don't have to cover B1 definitions R10 because we covered that in our other rezonings. I don't think we have to cover industrial zoning definitions because we already covered that with 111 West Cross Street.
Yes.
The property is 0.38 acres, 117 East Railroad, 0.89 acres South Austin Street, 0.63 acres, 813 South Austin Street. All the lands are owned by Braswell Milling Company. They all have road frontage either off East Railroad Street in South Austin. If you turn to your next page in the packet, those are pictures of the areas looking to be rezoned. Trey's already got it gated up. The other one is the truck wash bay beside the old store to get in. If you turn to your next page, you'll see that we did put a photo out there of the rezoning sign. And we have a zoning map showing you of everything R10, B1 that we're asking to be rezoned industrial. Project history, the properties are being serviced by town water and sewer by the town of Nashville, but those properties, the parcel on East Railroad Street is not, because it's a vacant lot used for storage, but the truck washing bay is being served by town water and sewer. We sent out 65 letters within 500 feet radius. Public notice was posted on the property July 31st. The rezoning sign was posted on August the 1st. It ran into grab for August 14th, 21st, and 28th. The front door of town hall was posted on July 31st. The front door at the library and the Parks Rec Center was also posted on the 31st. The TRC did meet on August 25th, and their report was be given with recommendations. The subject property is not located in the floodplain. The subject property is not located in Stony Creek, Upper Stony Creek sub-watershed. Subject property is not located in NCDQ water supply watershed, and it is located in the Upper Tar River Basin, Tar Pamlico River Sub-Basin, South Atlantic Gulf Region, News Pamlico Sub-Region. The future land use map does have this property slated for industrial. It's comprehensive land use. Such property has access off of South Body Street. Has access off of South Austin Street. And mercantile warehousing, manufacturing uses what's allowed in our industrial service. If we turn to our TRC recommendations, it's pretty much the same thing for spot zone reasonableness as all the other ones. It has road frontage off both streets. It is accessible. It's already been used for industrial. TRC did meet on July 28th at 1 p.m. The TRC did recommend approval of the rezoning request. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have this evening for this rezoning request. As I stated, I can stand aside to take any questions from staff on behalf of Braswell Milling Company tonight if you have any. We did have one person who wanted a letter read for the record, and I do not have a problem reading that letter again, just for the record as she requested.
Let me open the public hearing.
Yes,
You
sir.
can introduce that, please. Any further for opening the public hearing? Show any further for opening the public hearing?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Let me sum the number up. Open public hearing for RC 2025-07.
Mr. Alexander, 811 South Austin Street, did write the letter on August 24th in opposition to rezone the properties of industrial for 813 South Austin Street, 111 West Cross Street, 117 East Railroad Street. And we read it earlier, but we'll read it again. I am writing to you because I am the property owner who will be affected by the zoning change. I do not agree with the residential to industrial rezoning proposal for my property and the surrounding properties on South Austin, West Cross, and East Railroad Street. Currently, Braswell Milling Trucking Company already has trucks behind our homes, with trucks coming in and out of the neighborhood day and night. Approving the proposal will bring even more noise and more traffic to our community. I vote no on the rezoning of these properties. We own properties also and we should be respected and valued like any other citizens in Nashville and Nash County. It should not be just our neighborhoods, but other residents matters too. Mr. Alexander, 811 South Austin Street.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to be heard on this matter, please come forward. If not, I'll close the public meeting. Any questions for staff?
So it's not upset that the city wants to change, the town wants to change the zoning simply because it's already being used that way now, right?
That is correct, Board Member Thompson.
The town wants to change it or Trey wants to change?
The town initiated the change, but we could not initiate the change without Trey Braswell saying he agrees with it. So he has come back to the town and said he agrees with it. He understands the town reasoning of wanting to make this from R10 industrial. He said he never paid it any mind because he doesn't look at the zoning map.
And it's already being used that way anyway.
It is from when he inherited the property. So we're cleaning up we got 10 or 12 more we're trying to clean up.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Brother Strick.
What was that oh no about?
Your hand went up. Your hand went up.
Well, tell them I'm gonna remember that.
What used to be there, Ross?
Okay,
Tell them what we missed.
considering I've been here longer than Elaine Robertson has.
That's right.
She's a transplant from Halifax County. I was born and raised here.
1906.
That existing facility was also a cotton gin, Planters Cotton Gin, and became Kaiser's after that. And I think that one may have been torn down, or it may have burned also, one of the other, I can't remember. But Willa Joyner used to love to cook deer stew for the men. I don't remember any women being invited for some reason, it's a man thing, but anyway. So it's not like we're changing something. I would assume cotton gins would be considered industrial, but then this was before we had zoning for it.
Yes, sir.
So that's irrelevant. I'm stuck on these, or hung up on these watershed things. You're saying Stony Creek. Which way does the water flow at this existing facility?
Turn on.
Mr. Davis, you know what we put you on the end, don't you?
But if it flows out on Old Bailey Highway towards Elm Grove community, that creek that goes by Oakland Cemetery eventually ends up in Saponi Creek. And Saponi Creek goes to Tar River. So now what kind of watershed do we have over at South Creek? Never mind.
South Creek, we can scan over there and let you know what type of watersheds we have. You give them about at the end of me.
Technical, it has nothing to do with
Right.
zoning,
I get you that answer at the end of
You
me.
know where I'm getting at.
Right.
Okay, next thing is Freeman Street, isn't it two of those shotgun houses still there, or is it just one?
On Freeman, it is just one, facing East Railroad. Yes, sir.
Does Braswell own that house?
No, not that I know of. I think it's still a
They're
rental.
wanting to take that in as part of this zoning?
No, sir. It's just the lot right behind Braswell, right there, the
That
117.
At 117?
It's the 117, the 813 South Austin Street, and the one back there in the cul-de-sac.
Okay, so you said, but actually it was on Freeman Street, but they consider it.
I told them that the address is East Railroad, but I would have considered it Freeman Street because the lot to me faces Freeman Street, not East Railroad.
Well, there's another street that's been done away with, that were shotgun houses, and I think that was the Miller's Quarters. Ms. Roberts, was that the Miller's Quarters, Miller's Sawmill, beside Kaiser or Planters Cotton Warehouse?
I don't remember that, just our corner.
Evans was the circle driver, yeah. Somebody else. Okay, the two existing houses,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
we're zoning around them,
We are.
okay?
On how many
That takes care
sides?
of my questions.
We are zoning the front side, East 13, and right there in the middle.
So we're not enveloping them,
No, not at all.
we're just abutting them.
Yes, sir.
They're facing the street, so that's a spot, a residential zone.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You just clean it up.
Yes, sir. We got about 10 that we notified, but if the property owners don't address back saying they want it, we can't force them to rezone. We could just do like we did with Trey, and he saw the purpose. It does make sense in his eyes. He said, let's go for it.
Okay. Any further comments from the board? And I want to correct, this is 2025-06. We're out of order. This is 06.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Board, we have a decision to make. We can deny, we can agree with conditions, and we can approve. What is the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion that we approve.
Mr. Strickland makes a motion, we approve. It is a second. I'm going to ask for a show of hands. Mr. Strickland, all in favor? It is unanimous. It is unanimous. Thank you. We're now going to move to the text amendment as requested by council before we go back to the shipping containers under 05. We're going to go to 2506, the text amendment. Council has asked, and Mr. Manager and Sean, please correct me if I am wrong in any way, but council has requested And it's twofold. One is when people bring a text amendment to us, it costs them $200.
That's correct.
Council has asked that we look at this and consider, and I should please correct me if I'm wrong, that one, we ask our citizenry, instead of spending $200 to come to us, if a text amendment request comes from them, it doesn't cost at all. That's council's request. They're asking if we change the language, and the language be that when a citizen requests a text amendment change to our ordinances involving the things we oversee, they bring it to council at the open council meeting during the public discussion part. They make the request, the reason for request, council will analyze it, send it to us in the TRC, thus making sure we're doing the business of council by examining and making recommendations via public hearings, etc., and saving our citizens $200 because it costs them $200 to come to us. They want to completely eliminate people coming directly to us. It goes to them. They send it to us for examination. At TRC, we send them our non-binding recommendation, and we move on. So have I spoken that correctly?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. Exactly the flow it will go now. The old flow, as he stated, it starts with the applicant, TRC, Planning Board, Council. We're just now redoing the way it goes, as Mr. Chairman just spoke.
So, Sean, if you would go through any verbiage you have to include for this to be official at TA 20-2506, Division 10, Amendment Procedure to 18245.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So what we will be doing is striking out number 2 and 3 in our ordinance. It's kind of old, so we would just now be going with the same route as the chairman explained. If somebody has a text amendment, they would contact town staff. We would tell them that they would need to be on the next town council meeting. Now, we would also inform them you cannot call on Monday afternoon or Monday morning and say you want to be on the agenda. We would at least say you got to give it some time for us to get it added on the agenda, but you're more than welcome to come to the public comments portion to express your concern, to say I will be back at the next meeting.
Sean, how many days before a meeting does council get their packets? I know ours is usually 7 days. What is theirs?
Pretty much they get theirs on Friday or Thursday, depending on how everything runs.
So about 5 days?
About 5 days before they have theirs.
And I suggest, just for general conversation right
Yes,
now, we
sir.
don't have a motion, that it be required 5 days before, so council has this to prepare.
Yes, sir, we can.
Just for conversation, that's not our vote. Go right ahead.
And so this would now just give it a different alternative route. As the chairman said, it would eliminate the cost. There may still be some cost provided, being that this person did initiate the text amendment, but council first would designate it to come to staff to work on it. Staff would work on it, and then we would go through the procedure of the TRC, the public hearing with the planning board, public hearing with the town council. The council votes either approve or deny. We think this just would be a better way of a procedure way of getting this recommended. Our TRC did look at this yesterday, and they made recommendations on both ways because they saw it in both different viewpoints.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
If you want to hear both the viewpoints for TRC, we can briefly go through them.
Sir.
They did agree with the viewpoint of members of the TRC didn't vote. We just kind of split on this. Some of them agreed with, they thought this would be the better way, having it go the way we're talking about now. We did have maybe 1 or 2 who said, I still think the applicant should go the old way, come through, fill out the application, pay the $200, go to TRC, come to the planning board, go to the town council. But as TRC said, we won't make a recommendation. We would take whatever the planning board stated, and we would just go to council with it.
It still goes to TRC. It still comes to
Right.
the planning board.
I think just some of the TRC members still kind of just wanted to stay the old way and say, why reinvent the wheel? When we try to explain to them, we're not reinventing the wheel, we're just now redirecting the way it goes.
So am I correct now? We can open conversation. At
Yes, sir.
conclusion, we'll accept the motion of the 3 choices, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
What's your pleasure as far as conversation?
Does partially eliminating these fee charges, does that mean we're not gonna get a pay raise?
Ross, what do you get paid now? Nothing?
330, right?
At least it lines up to 0 to it.
Oh, we can put that line up another 0.
All right. Any other comments? Planning board, we can entertain one of three motions. We approve the change. I'm going to ask you to clean the language up just a little bit, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Let's ask for, if we approve, let's ask for 5 days before the published council meeting. Again, that the requested change and the purpose of the request go to council. Council will then give the appropriate instructions, redistribution to the TRC and to the planning board for recommendations, denial, or adjustment, non-binding, of course, to go back to them. Or any other changes you desire, or we deny a change to the text amendment. What is the pleasure of the board?
Approve the change now. Already further.
I'm sorry, I'll motion that we receive it as with the changes recommended by Chair.
Second. Okay. Ms. Lewis has asked that we approve the change, as I discussed, with the 5-day and it going through council, eliminating the fee process. I have a second by Mr. Strickland. Show of hands for those in favor. It is unanimous. And we move on to the last point of business. This is text amendment TA 2025-05, shipping container, section 118-11107. Sean?
Mr. Chairman, council did see the need. They took no action on the shipping container recommendation that was presented to them at the last nighttime council meeting back on July 29th when the planning board met. The town council met on August the 5th. They took no action on it, but the council said that they do see a need for shipping containers in a non-residential zoning district. So the town went back and looked at section 1811O, which is storage of goods. And the town staff recommended that shipping containers be allowed in the B1 zoning district, but not the O&I. But our B1 zoning district, as long as they meet the additional standards of development recommended in the I1 zoning district. The I1 zoning district for storage of goods states that outdoor storage areas shall be permitted subject to the following: shall be set back 50 feet from all property lines, shall be enclosed by a fence of a minimum of 8 feet of height, shall be screened by a 15-foot wide type B buffer around the perimeter of the fence. Outdoor storage shall not encumber approximately 50% of the parcel. All items stored outdoors must be on all weather surfaces, gravel or asphalt. Added in 3 new sections. Shipping containers are allowed in the zoning district as well, the B1, as long as they meet the accessory structure land use and are used as accessory use structures, temporary shipping containers, or for display by a business that sells or leases shipping containers. Accessory structures, temporary shipping containers, or a business that sells or leases shipping containers shall not be in any required front or corner lot, open space, setback area. Setback standards for other side yard and rear property lines shall be in accordance with section 1854 of this ordinance. Now, Mr. Chairman, and Planning Board, the TRC did meet on this one yesterday when we had our monthly meeting.
Yes, sir.
And the TRC took in consideration when we looked at this text right for storage of goods and industrial and made some decisions that we thought would be beneficial. We have quite a few industrial sites out in our ETJ and in our town limits, our Cook Road industrial site. And the TRC thought that maybe these requirements for storage of goods just in industrial were just a little too much and stringent on people that's doing that type of work. Because as we all stated yesterday, if y'all in the industrial zoning district, everybody's in that district doing industrial work. That's why they bought into the district to do that type of work. So TRC said they're going to recommend for B and I1 zone district striking out 50 feet and putting 25 feet from all property lines. They're going to strike out C, shall be enclosed by a fence of minimum 8 feet in height. The TRC said we think we should not force somebody in the industrial district to install a fence. It should be up to the owner of the property running the business if he wants to put a fence around his products or not. Shall be screened by a 15-foot wide type B buffer. The TRC recommended we take that out because if you're in industrial and you're next door to industrial, everybody's doing the same type of work. But our ordinance will cover if somebody's in industrial, they are residential, then they would have to go with a buffer because our buffer ordinance for commercial to residential would catch that. And the TRC also recommended taking the 50% of storage out. They said if somebody's buying a 14-acre lot, right now they only can use 7 acres to store on. They said if somebody bought a 14-acre lot, they probably wouldn't use all 14 acres to do a lay-down yard. The TRC thought that would be beneficial for industrial only, so they're still saying keep the shipping container stuff, but strike through C, D, and E, and strike through 50 feet on B, and make that 25 feet. Mr. Chairman, I will yield to you for the public hearing, sir.
So one more time, staff is recommended, or should be TRC's recommended that C, enclosed by fence minimum 8-foot height be struck in both B and I?
No, just in industrial. All is just only for an industrial.
Be struck
B1 and O and I will
be struck in I.
Yes, sir.
But still be in B.
B1 and an O and I. Yes, sir.
All right. D, the 15-foot type B buffer remains in B
Remains in B1.
and is struck in I unless it's on a corner.
Yes, sir. Unless it abuts a residential property.
And 50% be moved to what?
To nothing. If you got a 14-acre parcel or 20-acre parcel, you can use the entire parcel to put storage goods
Is
on.
that both B and I?
That's just I1. Just
I1. B has to go by 50%.
B has to go by, theirs is 30%. They have to go by 30%.
Very good. I'll open it up. We need to have a hearing on this.
We do. I believe we have 2 people that want to speak, Mr. Baker and I believe Mr. Sandy.
Okay. So at this time, we will open the public hearing process for item number 3 on our agenda. Anybody like to be heard, come forward, please. And if you would state your name and address, I know you know.
My name is James Baker. I reside at 103 East Green Street. At the last town hall meeting, this topic came up about the storage units, about being in, I guess now it's industrial, and they wanted to be to put them in residential, and there was a strong opposing about being placed in our residential area. But during that last town hall meeting, I just think it's kind of really disrespectful that a business owner here, I'm not going to single him out, got up on the phone. I take care of my property very well. I'm pretty sure y'all know I stay on the corner of Austin and Green, and I take pride in my yard. And to have someone, a businessman, get on there and says, I don't like hats on my lions. You don't know how many residents. No, Randy, that's not fun. I take it personal.
I know you do, Jay.
No, that is really personal.
Let's address the planning board, please.
But anyway, sir, I've had numerous people approach me about that comment, and now, when I got home from that meeting, I get a letter in here stating that they want to go rezone that particular property from B1 to industrial so that he can have his containers put on there. And these containers popped up over on Barnes Street, all down Cross Street. Why did the town not force the policy that was put in long ago about no containing units, period? Now this just stinks to high heaven. And no, it's not funny. It is not funny to be mocked like that, and I'm a taxpayer, and when this particular business owner doesn't even reside in this town.
Well,
That's all I have to say.
the zoning that we addressed earlier is because they're going into a production mode, and that would be appropriate to be industrial. I mean, the man has changed his process. The fact they're shipping containers on his lot is another issue for planning to handle. We addressed the fact he's going in production from wholesale.
Yes, sir.
And so that would be appropriate. I think shipping containers, they're worthy of you speaking, it's a side issue. And I can assure you that planning board has some discussion about that, and the advertising side of it, the signage side of it. So I thank you.
Like I said, I treat people with respect whenever I have gone before the board of any of these town hall meetings.
Yes, sir.
And I just don't think it's right. You know, you got to get respect to be respected.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sandy, you had signed up to speak. You still want to speak, sir?
Yeah, does anybody else want to speak?
No, sir, you're it.
Okay,
And if you would, even though we know you, if you state your name for the record.
Christopher Sandy, on contractor wholesale supply and bill right supply at 720 South Body Street. Just a couple things. We put a lot of work into the ordinances and working on the ordinance put in place and it come through this and was recommended to the city council, you know, bounced it back and some other things were put in place. Oh, the wheels of motion, lobbying and stuff to make some things happen. I just know that there's a big need for these things. It's coming, like it or not. Some of the things we're doing to make it more innovative is having accessories to go with the HVAC units and porches that go with them that makes it look like a country store or whatever, and people use them for their he sheds or she sheds. Expanding businesses, I mean, they need it. You can't hide it. I was talking with the executives of Walmart, and you know, and they were concerned about some of the stuff that was coming down the pipeline. And I was just curious, you know, that there was a shift on some of this as far as the TRC wanted to take several of these things out. Was there a business or something that was involved in that process that said, hey, these things look a little restrictive? Was there?
That would be a TRC question.
I didn't know if there was a business that was exposed to and had some questions on it. The other thing is, and this is, you know, we have to be real calm. I noticed with the thing with the store, we just sit in our ways a lot of times. And, you know, we have to be open-minded to change and look at the big picture. Does this make things better? Does this satisfy a need? Does this open new doors of opportunity? And does it stifle or stagnate things? You know, in our ordinance names three major things that says, and that was kind of an knee-jerk reaction. We talked about that from the thrift store where they had an old truck body, and it says we don't want shipping containers in Nashville, in the city limits. We don't want mobile homes in the city limits of Nashville, and we don't want truck bodies. And this whole thing started because things got skewed and put together and kind of obscured, and we were tempted to clean it up. And I was a big part in trying to work with this. And we have to be real careful what we do, because in those three things, we say, okay, we don't want to have this, and I know it's put some restrictions on my business. I've invested $80,000 forklifts and trucks and trailers and stuff to accommodate these things. It's a big need that we need to address. And so we look at these things and we say, okay, we don't want mobile homes, we don't want shipping containers, we don't want truck bodies. We were supposed to be fixing that. That simple little thing we were supposed to be fixing. And everybody's scared, you know, and some things that come into the world, we get in fear. For instance, racism. We don't understand. We're not comfortable with something. We don't know all the details. And then all of a sudden these walls get put up and people get put down, things get happen that stops progress. You know, if we single out the shipping containers and say, hey, Chris, Mr. Samuel, anybody else, you can't be displaying these things for people to see what you're selling. Do we say that discriminates against the mobile home people? Because they're doing the same thing. Clayton Homes has, we don't want them in Nashville. But what are they displaying and showing and selling? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And so I strongly urge us to take a deep breath. Don't stifle business. I'd sent some information to you, and some of the legalities about how, you know, there's been some cases on First Amendment rights and as far as what you can sell and display. And believe it or not, there's some things that went to the Supreme Court, and they got shot down and says a man needs to be able to earn a living. And if what he does, it doesn't encumber the main assets of that community, then they should be able to operate your business. And I just say, please, let's keep this simple business and on even keel to where it makes sense for the majority, and we don't close the door to the future. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Sandy? If not, I close the public portion of this meeting. Council, open discussion. Any discussion? Going forward, we have three options, as you've heard tonight. We can, one, come up with our own recommendations. We can approve it as it comes from TRC with those changes. We can make none. What's the pleasure of the board?
What is green? Is it what they've added?
That's what is shown help me.
The green is what's being proposed to be added.
To be added?
Yes, sir.
Like it's stuff in there
That's from staff,
that was
correct?
missing prior to this being added?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And that's from staff, and TRC has recommended striking, as I said earlier, the C, the D would change, and the
CD and E.
CD and E with the change we talked about.
And
where they apply to
just industrial.
Just industrial, not B.
Correct.
And there is no part of this conversation at all.
That's right. Correct, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
So right now, we're just dealing with just
B and I.
B and I, no R, no A1.
No R, no A1, no O and I. O and I will stay the same. We're just dealing with B1 and industrial for shipping containers only.
Something we'll go back and readdress.
It'd have to
Like
be,
A1 for that one, and that's,
If-
you're opening up a big section of ETJ out there is A1.
so if the process we talked about a minute ago goes to council, it would be up to them to send it back to us if they approve that project. That becomes a process. Council tells us they want us to relook at it.
That's correct.
And again, that came strongly from the majority of council, so I think that will likely happen. Not that we'll address this, but the new process will be in place. That is my belief. So what is our pleasure? Write it to our pleasure, deny it, table it, or approve it as suggested by staff with the changes from TRC.
Okay, Walter, it's your turn. You and Eddie.
I'm already in trouble.
Trust me, there's more trouble to go around. You get some more.
But this is changing the wording to include it in business, to allow it for business, right? I moved to allow it for business.
Yeah.
I moved that we'll keep this, these changes.
So the proposed language from TRC, now correct me if I'm wrong, does allow it in business. It just slightly changes the conditions in business to separate I and B from being a little bit different. B being a little bit more restricted because it's not an industrial complex, it's a business, but it does allow it. Is that proper wordage?
That is correct.
So the industrial is not included at all.
Yes,
The
sir.
industrial is included.
No, industrial's in
B-
here.
Oh, it is in, okay.
B1 will be able to have shipping containers. They just have to abide by the accessory land use. Industrial one will be able to have them, but we're cleaning up some other stuff in industrial for storage.
Okay, yeah.
So B's gonna get them,
Yep.
but I's just a little bit more, can have more, but less restriction because it is an industry setting.
The only B that will not get it will be B2 downtown. But B1 highway business on our major thoroughfares will be able to have it.
B2 downtown,
B2 cannot have it.
Okay.
What do we consider that the container structure beside Faith Christian Ministry, what is that?
That is
not
a
a shipping
shed.
container.
It's a
That's a
shed.
storage building now.
Storage
Shed.
shed. Yes,
And
sir.
that's accepted?
That's acceptable in
Okay,
B2.
there's no wheels over it?
Right.
Okay. What do you want to do?
This, I propose accepting this.
We have a motion, it be accepted as written with the changes to C, D, and E as you cited.
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Harper has seconded. We're glad to have you with us. Do I have a motion? I have a second. By show of hands, approved. Those opposed, are you in or out?
I mean,
I want you to vote your mind. I want you to vote what you think's appropriate.
I mean, you're gonna put, these containers gonna go basically close to downtown. That's what I think.
Close to yes, but in no, because B2 is exempt. They're not allowed in B2 or R. So downtown, if you think about it, is R right up to the B2. It will not be in either one of those if this is approved. Is that
Okay,
correct?
This is downtown where we at now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This downtown. So
All this
where
B2.
does downtown begin and end, going back?
Downtown stops at the Nashville Junction.
Where now?
The Nashville
At the
Junction, the old lumber supply yard.
Yes, sir.
That is conditional zoning, non-residential. Mr. Sandy is industrial. 111 West Cross Street, the old Russell Clark Ad Supply is B1. So it'll just be that area. And Thomasine has it up on the map if y'all need to come take a look at it.
Okay, so you can't set them from the junction, they'll be set from the junction back.
Yes, sir.
Junction back or junction forward?
Junction to the left. So from the junction to Trey Braswell. East of Trey Braswell, yes. Residential behind it, no. Going forward from the junction back to Town Hall up to Faith Christian Ministries, no. All the way down to Zaxby's, no. CVS to CVS, it will be a no.
Yeah, no.
Yes, sir. And then, of course, all our industrials on the outside.
Okay.
And if you look at the Walmart, Piggly Wiggly, all this B1, it could go there in the backup. It wouldn't be in the front.
Behind Walmart.
Behind Walmart, yes, sir. And if you go in B1, you got some conditions. You're gonna have a brick facade, all that type of stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna recall for the vote, then all those in favor, raise your hand.
Okay, I go with that.
We are unanimous. Any other business before the board?
That is now, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, sir. And thank you, board.
I thank Mr. Strickland for educating us. I thank Mr. Hall for the vote. And at this point, our meeting is closed.